Good morning friends, welcome to my channel Edutainment. Friends, today we are going to discuss about a more important topic, that is National Education Policy 2020. When you are going to crack any exam, like any competitive exam related to your education, like B.Ed entrance, or you can say that CTET, OSTET, OTET, or nowadays it will be mandatory TET also, you will face different question which will be come from this National Education Policy 2020. As we know, before 1986 it was already done in that is National Education Policy, and which was again we can say that changed at 1992, and which was named as Program of Action, and now it has been changed again, and we can say that rechecked or something new added here under the chairmanship of our Mr. Kasturi Rangan. So maybe you will face this question also, chairman, who is the chairman of this National Education Policy 2020, and at which date or on which date, and it was developed or it was approved by our cabinet on 29 July 2020. So you should remember those things, like chairman, who is the chairman of this policy, and at which date or time it has been approved by our cabinet. So these questions may you face in your different kinds of exams. So today here, as you know, National Education Policy is a lengthy, it is about 66 pages of document, but I am trying here to discuss by reducing it into only 20 points, and which 20 points are much more important for your exams. And we should know, as we are in education field, everyone should know what are the changes has been done in the by the policy. So let's see the highlight points of NEP, that is a National Education Policy 2020. What are those points? First point says about more focus on regional languages. Either the mother tongue or regional language will be the medium of instruction till class 5, preferably till class 8 for all schools. Friends, the mother tongue and the regional language, according to the new National Education Policy, should be we should focus on our regional language, that is mother tongue or any kind of regional language, and the medium of instruction will be the mother language or any regional language till class 5, and preferably it can be extended to class 8 for all school. Second point, mainstreaming of Sanskrit. Friends, here National Education Policy focused on first thing, that is mother tongue till class 5, and it can be extended to class 8. Second says about mainstreaming of Sanskrit. The policy aims to mainstream Sanskrit by including it as one of the language options in the 3 language formula in schools as well as higher education. National Education Policy said about that our language, that is Sanskrit, should be the language option in the 3 language formula, not only school but also in our higher education sector. 10+2 structure of schooling to be changed. The present 10+2 structure will be replaced with 5+3+3+4. This includes 12 years of schooling and 3 years of Anganwadi or preschool. It has further been categorized into a foundational stage, that is ages 3 to 8, then 3 years of pre-primary, that is ages 8 to 11, and preparatory stages ages 11 to 14, and a secondary stage ages 14 to 18. Friends, National Education Policy, we had a National Education Policy, and that NP 1986 said about our education structure should be 10+2 structure, but now it has been changed and new structure will be 5+3+3+4. That means it is total, if we will add 5+3+3+4, then it will be 15. But that 15 again divided by NEP, that is 12 years of schooling and 3 years of Anganwadi. Friends, first 5 years will be divided by two parts, that is 2 years plus 3 years. That 2 years will be considered as our school, that is class 1 and class 2, and other 3 years will be considered as preschool, that is we are saying Anganwadis, and remaining 12 years of schooling. So total will be 15 years. It has further been categorized, that 12 years also further been has categorized according to age, like the fundamental stage 3 to 8, then 3 years of pre-primary. Friends, first 5 year will be age from 3 to 8, then 3 year will be the age from 8 to 11, then next 3 year will be the 11 to 14, then last 4 year will be the age 14 to 18, that is known as secondary stage. So National Education Policy 2020 has been changed the previously education structure, that is 10 plus 2, and it has been changed to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. It is very much important to know that what will be our next education structure. You will face this question in your examination, so please remember our education structure will be 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Change in the assessment of students. Bringing about a crucial change in the examination pattern, school students will sit only for 3 exams at classes 3, 5 and 8 and not every year. Assessment in other years will shift to parameters like analytical skills, critical thinking and conceptual clarity. Friends, here another changes has been done, like before in NPE 1986, according to that National Education Policy, we had examination on every year of the school, but new education policy has been changed it and restructured, like students or children will give exam only 3 exams in schools, and which classes? At class 3, 5 and 8 only. Not necessary or not mandatory to give exams in every year. Students only give the exam 3 times, that is class 3, class 5 and class 8. And another assessment, it has been focused, like we can shift our assessment like analytical skills, critical thinking, conceptual clarity, etc. Means according to new education policy, the assessment process has been changed. That is, first one is examination system has been changed, like before we have given examination in every year, but now according to new education policy only we are giving examination at 3 levels or 3 classes, that is class 3, class 5 and class 8. And second changes is, like our assessment should be focused on not only the examination but also other skills like analytical skills, critical thinking and conceptual clarity. Those things should be focused under our assessment. Next, board exams will focus on holistic development. It will continue to be held for classes 10 and 12, but they will be designed to ensure holistic development of children. The exam will be conducted in 2 parts, objective and descriptive. It has also been proposed that exam can be conducted twice a year in order to promote knowledge application rather than rote learning. Another change has been done here, like board exams. About board exams, National Education Policy said about that it should focus on, it will focus on holistic development. It should not focus on only examination orientation, or it should not be only rote learning. So before we had board exams on class 10th and 12th, it is also in new education policy has been also agree on that, and it is also ongoing. It will ongoing, but it has been changed, like it will be redesigned and ensure holistic development of children. It should focus on the holistic development of the children, and that exam, board exam, will be conducted in 2 parts. One is objective and second one will be descriptive. So friends, you can get also another question here, like 2 types of exams. What type of 2 types of exams you will face in your 10th and 12th? That has been changed in the new education policy. So your answer will be objective and descriptive. Students will be given flexible choices to choose subjects across streams till the PhD level. In a bid to reduce the load on students, there will be no rigid separation between curricular and extracurricular activities and between vocational and academic streams. From schools to undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD level, everything will be multidisciplinary. This is also important point. New education policy said about the option for the student for choosing the subjects. It should be flexible. There should be no rigid separation till the PhD level, and it should reduce the load on students. Like there should not be rigid separation between any curricular, extracurricular or any vocational or academic streams. Next point, increased importance to be given to arts. Increased importance to be given in arts, giving an impetus to traditional arts. The policy also suggests hiring of outstanding local artists, writers, craftsmen and other experts as master instructors into the curriculum across humanities, science, arts, crafts and sports, etc. Education Policy 2020 again said that it should be changed, or it has been changed, like our in arts section. In arts section, it is says that we should hiring out standard local artists, writers, craftsmen. We should call them to the school or college for sharing their experience to the students, so the student can get the knowledge from outside and experienced persons. About our traditional arts also. Next point says about adult education. Schools and school complexes and public library spaces will be used for adult education courses beyond school hours. Means after school hours, school complex and school library will be used for adult education purposes. Vocational training to be imparted even in schools. Every child will be encouraged to learn at least one vocational skill during school. So, National Education Policy 2020 basically focused on vocational education. Vocational training should be given at the school level. The impetus of digital learning, a dedicated unit for the purpose of building digital infrastructure and digital content, will be created in the MHRD to look after the online educational needs of both schools and higher education. National Education Policy says about the digital learning, that is, a building digital infrastructure and digital content should be created by the MHRD for looking after the online educational needs of both schools and higher education. The schools and higher education needs regarding the educational digital learning or digital education should be looking after by the MHRD. The common regulatory body for the entire higher education system. Higher Education Commission of India HECI will be set up as a single overarching umbrella body for entire higher education, excluding medical and legal education. This means that multiple higher education regulators like the University Grant Commissions, All India Council of Technical Education and National Council of Teacher Education will be merged into one. This is also important point by NPE 2020, that it says about the Education Commission of India, Higher Education Commission of India, that is HECI, will be set up as like any kind of institution like UGC, it may be UGC, like it may be AICTE, maybe it is NCT. These institutions should be merged into one, and HECI should be set up as a single, and it should be function as an umbrella over the entire higher education. But here National Education Policy says about it should be exclude the medical and legal education. Whatever the medical and legal education in our country, it should be excluded, and behind that or beyond that, other institution, other education system can be like set up or merged into one. Inclusion of specially able children in the schooling process. Children with disabilities will be enabled to fully participate in the regular schooling process from the foundational stage of higher education with support of educators, accommodations, assistive devices and appropriate technologies based tool. Means new education policy also focused on inclusiveness in education system. It says about the disabled children or children with disabilities should be enabled to fully participate in the regular schooling process, and the role of teacher, role of educator, role of accommodations, role of assistive devices should be available for them. Next it says about the budget. Budget earmarked for the education sector to be increased in a huge overall. The education sectors will now get 6% of total GDP as compared to 1.7% previously. Okay. Next, education policy focused on the budget, because without budget we can't develop our education system. So here national education policy says about we should increase our budget level. Next, bagless days to be encouraged in schools. Throughout year of various types of enrichment activities involving art, quizzes, sports and vocational crafts. So you may get from this point also one question, bagless days. So National Education Policy 2020 also said about bagless days means when we are sending our children to the school, their bags should not full with only the books and notes. They should get the knowledge from the school in different kinds, in different fields, like they should involve in different kinds of art, craft. It should be like in school, teachers should organize different kinds of quizzes, competitions, sports, vocational crafts. So students should not only, we can say, limited or fixed on the textbook knowledge. Common entrance exams for university admissions. The National Testing Agency will offer a high quality common aptitude test as well as specialized common subjects exams in the science, humanities, languages, arts and vocational subjects at least twice every year for a university exam. Means here NP says about common entrance exam for university admission. For taking admission into any kind of university, there will be a common exam entrance which will be conducted by NTA, and NTA will focus on different kinds of subject, common subject exams in different streams like science, humanities, language, vocational subject, and it should be at least twice every year for a university exam. University exam will be conducted twice in every year. Next, school report card to not just focus on marks. Students will get 360-degree holistic report card which will not include their marks but also their skills. It's a very important point. School report card should not be focused only marks, that is like before, not only focused on percentage, grade, marks. School report card should be 360-degree holistic report, and it should be focused on their marks as well as their skills also. Internship and coding from class 6 onwards. Students of class 6 and onwards will be taught coding in schools. They will also be encouraged take off internship to groom their vocational skills. As before it told about vocational education, so here it is about from class 6 onwards, students should give the chance to be get the practical field knowledge like internship. They should be encouraged, they should be engaged in internship and coding also. So they will be encouraged to take off internship to groom their skills. Multiple entries and exit options of higher education. There will be multiple entries and exit option for those who wish to leave the course in the middle. A multidisciplinary bachelor's degree will be awarded after completing 4 years of study. Students exiting after 2 years will get a diploma, and those leaving after 12 months will have studied a vocational or professional course. Friends, I would like to say an example here, like if a student is giving exam like in graduation level or any plus 2, you can say that any kind of exam, after 12 months or 1 year, student will before it is not there, it was not there, like after 1 year completion student will get the certificate, but now it has been changed. After 12 months student will have studied and continue. After some days, suppose student will have some problem, and if he or she can wants to continue the study, then after some days he or she can continue his or her study, and also they can get also certificate, and after completion of 2 years they will get a diploma certificate. National Testing Agency will conduct a common college entrance exam twice a year. This will be implemented from the 2022 session. Bachelor's degree will be of 4 years with exit options as follows, like exit after 1 year certificate and exit after 2 years diploma. What I have earlier said about this thing. Midterm dropouts will be given the option to complete the degree after a break. I have shared with you, like if anyone wants to break, then they can take break, and after break they can continue the study. Bachelor's programs will be multidisciplinary in nature, and there will be no rigid separation between arts and science. No rigid separation between arts and science means if a science student wants to take mathematics, and with mathematics another subject he or she wants to take from arts background like history, he or she has interest in history, then she can take both mathematics with history. Not mandatory to take only art subject or only science subject, or vice versa also. If art student or history student wants to take biology, then he or she can take biology also with history. So there should not be any rigid separation on streams. Indian arts, languages and culture will be promoted at all levels. MPhil degree will be discontinued. Friends, before MPhil degree was there, and one benefit was there, like for higher education you will get 7 marks if you are going to apply for any post. For MPhil degree you are getting 7 marks, but now it has been changed. MPhil degree will be discontinued. By 2040, all higher education institutions like IITs will become multidisciplinary. There will be a greater inclusion of arts and humanities subjects for science students and vice versa. Selected universities from among the top 100 universities in the world will be facilitated to operate in India. The system of affiliated colleges will be phased out in 15 years, and colleges will be given greater autonomy and power to grant degrees. The deemed university status will end. Friends, here the points are like, first thing is by 2040 all higher education institutions become multidisciplinary, and second point is arts and humanities subjects there will be inclusion, and also vice versa. Next is our system of affiliated colleges will be phased out in 15 years, and deemed college or deemed university will be end. There will not be any kind of deemed university. Next point, concept of academic credit bank has been introduced. Friends, question will come from this, like on which national education policy concept of academic credit bank has been introduced, and your answer will be National Education Policy 2020. So what is that academic credit bank? Let's see. Those who have leave their education in middle, their credits will be transferred to the academic bank of credits. This will enable working professionals to come back and pursue their education from where they left. Friends, before I have told about, if anyone wants to leave or anyone wants to take a break in their study, then they can take break, and after that they can join also. So here, for that reason, academic credit bank says about, if anyone wants to leave their education in middle, then their credits will be transferred to that academic bank, so that it will be help for them, like it will be enable working professionals to come back and then pursue their education from where they left. Last point, right to education extended. The right to education has been extended to cover all children between 3 and 18 years of age. Right to education is, before right to education is was, well, I don't need to say about this thing. So now it has been changed, like the right to education has been like, okay, let's tell me. Right to Education Act from 6 to 14 years. But it has been changed now it has been become from 3 to 18 years. Okay. As per the government, National Education Policy 2020 aims to bring 2 crore out of school children back into the mainstream. Very important point. National Education Policy 2020 aims to bring 2 crore school children out of school children back into the mainstream education system. So friends, those 20 points are highlighted points in the National Education Policy 2020. It has been covered, this 20 point has been covered all those parts. Like National Education Policy, as we know, has 4 parts. Part 1 about school education, second part about higher education, third part about any other key functions, and last one how it is happening or functioning. So about like school education and higher education, what are the recommendation or what are the recommendation given by NEP 2020 has been given. I have discussed here like within these 20 points. So hope it will be helpful for you for cracking any exam or for strengthening your knowledge regarding education policy. Thank you. Have a nice day.